What's good with the fight fans, man? It's Kijana back with some fight predictions. UFC 254, Khabib versus Gaethje. Man, dude, people have been waiting for this for a minute. I've been waiting for this for a minute. I still want to see Tony Ferguson fight for the belt against Khabib. If Khabib even has the belt after this one, fucking who knows, dude? This is gonna be a crazy stylistic matchup. I'm pumped for this shit, dude. I'm fucking pumped for this shit. But yeah, I'm gonna jump straight into this shit, dude. This is gonna be just quick pick video. This is gonna be my prelims. So yeah, early prelims: Joel Alvarez versus Alexander Yakovlev. I'm rocking with Joel Alvarez. I'm not gonna get too much into it. I did take a bunch of notes, but I'm kind of short on time today, so I'm not gonna even talk much about it. But yeah, I'm rocking with Joel Alvarez. He has a 17-2 record. Alexander Yakovlev, he has a 25-10 record. So I mean, they both have a good amount of fight experience. Joel Alvarez is 27 years old. Yakovlev is a little bit older. They're both really good with submissions. 11 out of 19 fights for Joel Alvarez were all first-round finishes. 7 triangle choke wins, 2 anaconda choke wins, 1 Bravo choke, 4 guillotines, 1 armbar. This guy's fucking dangerous on the ground. If he gets you to the ground, you're pretty much, you better have some good submission defense, basically. But Alexander Yakovlev, he's no slouch. He has 4 armbar. He does have 4 armbar losses. He's 36 years old. He's 3-5 in the UFC for his record. He's a pretty powerful striker, and he has pretty decent takedowns and trips. Actually really strong trips. And I think his most memorable win probably was to Paul Daly, or his most notable win was to Paul Daly. But yeah, I mean, this guy he's pretty well-rounded, but he just doesn't fight enough. His last fight, he lost to Roosevelt Roberts by a unanimous decision. So I'm rocking with Joel Alvarez on this one. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that. Next fight, Liana Jojua versus Miranda Maverick. This is going to be an interesting one because I don't think Liana Jojua is that good, and I don't know really too much about Miranda Maverick. So this is gonna be kind of a weird fight. She-Wolf 8-3 record for Liana. 1 KO win. She's not a power striker. She's a submission specialist. She's gonna want to get it to the ground and try to submit you. She has 6 sub wins, 1 KO loss, 1 sub loss. She beat Diana Delbita by armbar in her last fight. It was a decent performance. It wasn't super impressive. Lost badly to Sarah Moras by a 3rd-round TKO, and Sarah Moras is more of a wrestler, submission kind of ground and pound person, ground and pound fighter, and she lost really bad on the feet against her. And Liana just looked way smaller than her. I feel like she's going to be smaller than Miranda Maverick. Maverick looks kind of beefy. She has kind of a beefy body frame. Liana does have pretty good, she has pretty good kicks, front kicks, leg kicks. Like, she pretty much, yeah, she uses her kicks really well. Not much power in her actual hands, though. Yeah, so her sub loss was by rear naked choke back in 2016. That's really all I just don't feel like she's UFC caliber yet. I feel like she can be. I just don't feel like she's UFC caliber at this moment. Miranda Maverick, on the other hand, fear thee, 7-2 record, 5 sub wins, 2 decision losses. She's 1-0 in the UFC. She beat Pearl Gonzalez by unanimous decision on a 3-fight win streak. She has 1 neck crank win, or neck crank choke, 2 armbar wins, 1 rear naked choke. She's 6-1 as an amateur as well. Pretty smart and strategic fighter. She's strong in clinch situations. She's got decent cardio, and very nice counter left crosses. Strong double leg takedowns, heavy top pressure / control. And she has a 3-inch reach advantage. She's going to have a bigger body frame than Liana in this one. And it seems like most of the fighters that Liana fights, they usually have bigger body frames than her. She's just kind of petite. I am picking Miranda Maverick to win this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer than I thought. A lot of the girl fights are always closer than I think. But sometimes they're super one-sided. But for the most part, it's usually closer than I think. All right, we're getting into the actual prelims. Da Un Jung versus Sam Alvey. I'm rolling with Da Un Jung. I'm not picking Sam Alvey. I do feel like this could be an upset. I feel like Sam Alvey could get a weird fucking finish, weird KO. He mainly has KOs. They switched the fights around too because Umar Nurmagomedov is not fighting. Khabib's cousin's not fighting anymore. I forgot what happened with that, but yeah, he's not fighting anymore. So yeah, all the fights are kind of flipped a little bit. It looks like they moved Nathaniel Wood and Casey Kenny up, which they should be on the main card. In my own opinion, I think they should be above Stefan Struve and Tai Tuivasa as well. And Alex Oliveira, damn near should be on the main card, but he is fighting someone who's debuting. Anyways, I'm going off topic. Dawoon Jung has a 13-2 record, 10 KO wins, 2 sub wins, 1 sub loss on a 12-fight winning streak. That's pretty impressive. Beat Mike Rodriguez by KO in his last fight. That's impressive. Strong right cross. Relies a lot on his boxing. He heavily favors his boxing. He doesn't really throw too many kicks. Lethal ground and pound when it goes there. 3-inch reach advantage in this fight. 7.5-inch leg reach advantage in this. So this is going to be really interesting. He has a higher output than Sam Alvey. He has the height advantage. And he just packs a fucking punch, dude. He can knock you the fuck out. So Sam Alvey packs a punch as well, though. Smiling Sam Alvey, 33-14 record, 19 KO wins, 3 sub wins, 3 KO losses, 1 sub loss. This guy's a beast as well, man. Sam Alvey's no slouch. A lot of people pick against him. He's always the underdog, and he surprises people at times. He's very low volume, super one-dimensional, one-punch power striker. Always on his back foot, looking for that counter. It's on a 4-fight losing streak. Last win was to Gian Villante, which isn't really impressive. Gian Villante, I don't know. I'm never impressed when he gets into the ring. I don't think he should be in the UFC anymore. Sam Alvey, honestly, should probably give it up after this fight as well, unless it's a crazy performance. But even then, he's getting up there in age. He's had too many split decision fights. He's very flat-footed. Hasn't really progressed since being in the UFC, or really mixed martial arts in general, as what I've seen. He has decent takedown defense as well. But if you do take him to the ground, it's probably going to be a problem. He does tend to gas out towards the end of the second round. I'm rolling with Dawoon Jung on this one, but I would not be surprised if Sam Alvey gets an upset. He is on a 4-fight win streak. He needs to get this win if he wants to keep his job. But he probably doesn't really care. Sam Alvey looks like he's not really tripping if he is in the UFC or not. So, but I know he wants to get a win for himself. Next fight, Alex Oliveira versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't know shit about Shavkat, other than he's 12-0. He's fighting Alex Oliveira, which is 22-8. I'm rolling with Alex Oliveira on this one. I did watch a little bit of Shavkat's highlights. They weren't super impressive. He's the younger fighter. He's 25, so 7 KO, 5 subs. I mean, that's pretty. It's impressive, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm going to roll with Alex Oliveira. I like Alex Oliveira's style, his in-and-out movement. He does tend to gas out sometimes. He has lethal fucking kicks. His counter-striking is really good. If it goes to the ground, he's usually decent there sometimes, for the most part. But, yeah, he does gas out usually towards the end of the second, early third round as well. Alex Oliveira, Cowboy Oliveira, man, the guy's a fucking beast, dude. But I don't know much about Shavkat. If you guys know more about Shavkat, drop him in the comments. I don't know a ton about this guy. He's 6'1". He's got a 2-inch height advantage. I'm guessing Alex Oliveira is probably still gonna have the reach advantage. He has really long limbs, long arms, long legs. He's good at using his in and out movement. So I like Alex Oliveira in this matchup, and I feel like a lot of these debuters that come in with that L, they usually lose it. So I'm rolling with Alex Oliveira on this one, and he has decent takedown defense. So if this guy tries to take him down and work any ground and pound or any submissions, I feel like Alex Oliveira could probably fight that off. But I'm just worried. I always worried about his cardio. That's the main thing in Oliveira that I worry about is just his cardio for the most part. Next fight. This is one that I'm probably looking forward to the most, other than the Khabib versus Gaethje fight, and the Robert Whittaker versus Cannonier fight. But this is probably the third runner-up. It's probably going to go Khabib versus Gaethje is number 1 for me. Rob versus Cannonier is number 2, of course, and then Nathaniel Wood versus Casey Kenny. Dude, this is a really, really good matchup. Casey Kenny just came off of an outstanding fucking performance, dude. What was the dude's name that he fought? Heli Alatung, that's who it was. Yeah, this guy, man. Casey Kenny, 15-2 record, 2 KO wins, 5 sub wins, 2 decision losses. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Dominated Heli Alatung 2 weeks ago. Only loss in recent years was to Merab Dvalishvili by unanimous decision, which was not a bad loss at all. Merab is just like, they call him the machine for a reason. He doesn't get tired. And Casey Kenny, that's the first time that I've actually seen him in any of his fights where he looked like he was actually gassing out, like he was getting more tired than his opponent. Like, of course, everybody gets tired in there, but it looked like Casey Kenny actually was getting tired first, and he usually doesn't. It usually doesn't. Merab is just fucking a different type of, I don't know, man. Merab's a different type of fighter. Yeah, so I mean that's not a bad loss to have. Looked like a completely different fighter in his last fight versus Holly Tang. Man, he really he really used those liver kicks well. Switched it up too. Tried to catch him off guard with a high kick every now and then. Chopped his fucking legs down. He just kept really doing the same kick, and Holly Tang didn't really have much of an answer. He just pressured. And this is what Casey Kenny does. He likes to pressure his opponents. He honestly reminds me of a mini version of Justin Gaethje in the way he fights, and like his willpower and just his overall heart, his movement, his striking. He doesn't have the type of power, of course, that Gaethje has. Probably doesn't have the best wrestling either. Casey Kenny does have decent wrestling, but I mean, we don't really see Justin Gaethje wrestle, and we don't really see Casey Kenny wrestle a ton unless he has to. He does get a lot of takedowns when he needs to, but for the most part, Casey Kenny looks like he likes to stand and bang, just like Justin Gaethje. He kind of has a similar body type to Gaethje as well, so I'm not saying he's as good as him, but I am saying he does have some similarities there. He likes to pressure his opponents and get them backing up against the cage and really fucking them up. And he's not a power striker, but he's a volume striker. So I like to see that. His striking has improved tremendously. Yeah, man. This guy's pretty fucking good. And he's fighting up another guy, man. They call him the prospect, and he really is a prospect. Nathaniel Wood, 17-4 KO, 17-4 record, 9 KO wins, 5 sub wins, 2 KO losses, 2 sub losses. He beat John Castaneda in his last fight. Lost by TKO in the 3rd round to John Dotson, which he was winning the fight. But he just got caught. It happens. Was on an 8-fight win streak prior to that loss. Great footwork. His in and out movement is fucking phenomenal. It's really, really good. His head movement's pretty fucking good. Always uses his range well. His counter striking, that's what he banks off of, dude. This guy's a counter striker. Tendency to back up against the cage and not circle out. 3 rear naked choke wins, 1 Bravo choke win, 1 triangle choke win. Yeah, but this guy, he uses his range really fucking well. This is going to be an interesting fight because it's a counter striker versus a pressure fighter. Casey Kenny's 5'7". Nathaniel Wood's 5'6", but Nathaniel Wood fights tall. He just, I don't know, the way he fights, he's real long with how his strikes are. Everything about him is real tall and just kind of upright. But he uses his range very well. I like Nathaniel Wood in this matchup, honestly. I like Casey Kenny too, man. It's hard for me to pick because I like both fighters so much. I like both their styles, but Nathaniel Wood has a 3-inch leg reach advantage, and Casey Kenny has a 1-inch reach advantage. So this is gonna be, I don't know, this could go either way. You could flip a coin and who knows? A lot of people are rolling with Casey Kenny. I know Casey Kenny's the favorite in this one. I'm going to roll with the underdog. I'm going to roll with Nathaniel Wood. I think he can get the job done. Casey Kenny's cardio is through the roof, though. Nathaniel Wood has really good cardio as well. They both have decent striking. It might end up going to the ground. Who knows? It probably won't. I don't think it will. But I'm going to roll with Nathaniel Wood on this one. I think he can get the job done. Casey Kenny's not a power puncher. I'm not worried about that. John Dotson wasn't a power puncher either. He's more of a volume, in and out kind of movement dude. Real fast twitch muscle. So if John Dotson could do it, Casey Kenny could definitely knock him out as well. But I think Nathaniel Woods fixed those holes in his game. I think he can get the job done. Next fight, Stefan Struve versus Tai Tuivasa. I'm not talking too much about this one. I'm rolling with Tai Tuivasa on this. I'm rolling with Bam Bam. Stefan Struve, 33-12 record. Tai Tuivasa, 10-3 record. Of course, Stefan Struve's going to have the height advantage. Of course, he's going to have a ridiculous reach advantage. 9-inch reach advantage, actually 9.5, which is pretty fucking insane. But Stefan Struve has a reach advantage over everybody, and he has a height advantage over everybody. He's tall as fuck. Looks like he should have played basketball, and he shouldn't be fighting. He's a 7-footer. Yeah, man, I'm going with Tai Tuivasa. I think he can close the distance. I think he can fucking knock Stefan Struve the fuck out. And Stefan Struve always doesn't do well when people pressure him and when they come with those overhands. When they come with those overhands, dude, and he sits high, his chin is in the air, Stefan Struve could probably pull him into guard or get him on the ground and submit him for sure. Tai Tuivasa is not the smartest fighter. He's more of a brawler. He doesn't really, it doesn't seem like he has a game plan other than knocking your fucking head off your shoulders. That's really what he wants to do, and he does it. But for the most part, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he takes his training very seriously. I could be completely wrong. I don't know the guy, but I don't know. Something about Tai Tuivasa. I really liked him when he first got in the UFC, and it wasn't just because of his wins, but it was the way he was beating people. But the last few fights that he's had, I'm pretty sure that he's lost. So he lost to Junior Dos Santos. I can't remember the other fight that he had, but yeah, he has a few losses right now. He's on a losing streak. So, and Stefan Struve just came off of a loss as well, versus I think it was Ben Rothwell, but that wasn't really a bad loss to have because he wasn't doing horrible. He just got kicked in the nuts like 4 times. So you get kicked in the nuts that many times, you're gonna be kind of hesitant to do anything, and you're probably it's gonna throw your game plan off. It's gonna throw you off your whole striking game plan. It's gonna throw everything off if you get kicked in the balls that many times, and you're gonna keep wondering if you're gonna get kicked there, and probably like, I don't know, try to block down, and you're gonna get hit high. So that's probably a natural reaction if you get hit in your balls that much. But anyways, rocking with Ty. Those are my prelim picks for you guys. Hopefully you guys like the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, I'm gonna put my main picks up too. All right, enjoy the fights.